Hello everyone, I am Isaiah Hoffman, your voice of the IU East Red Wolves. We've got a special episode here for you today on Inside IU East Sports. We are going to be going over the upcoming game for the IU East Red Wolves, where they will be taking on Brescia University on February 11th. It should be a good one, but there's a lot going on during that game, and to help break it all down for us, I've got the women's basketball team here in the studio, and we're starting it all off with Addie Brown. Addie, how are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. There's a lot going on at this game, especially for the women's team specifically, so I'm going to go ahead and just ask you this first question. If you can maybe explain to people that don't know what special events happening at the game, what's going on, what do you guys help raising for at this game against Brescia?
Yeah, so we are doing a breast cancer awareness game in which people can donate to Reid Bravo. I have been a part of it for the past 4 years. This is my 5th year, which is really exciting. It's really fun to combine my love of basketball and also the important conversation about breast cancer awareness, because it's definitely something that you've either personally experienced, a family has experienced, or someone you know and love. So I'm really excited to do one last year of it.
Yeah, it should be fun. You've done it for 4 years now,
Yep.
5th year. You've definitely been a big part of it for the last couple of years. I know you've had some personal experience. We are going to get into that. How are you looking forward to it? How excited are you, it being your last year? How was it your first year, when you first participated in it? Tell us just kind of like, then and now, how it's kind of maybe shaped you as a player or just as a person in general.
Yeah, I think the first time I was a part of it, I don't think I understood how big of a deal it was, and just what we were doing in raising awareness and raising funds for Reid Bravo. So to look at it now and see just the impact we've made in the past years, it's really incredible that we get to do it each year, and just show our support to Reid Bravo and just the community of Richmond. And we just have to speak about it, because it's something that a lot of people deal with. So any way that we can be a part of it, we want to be. So
how do you guys raise awareness for this? I know one thing that I saw when doing research on this was the free throw-a-thon. Can you go into a little bit of that, and what's some other ways you've raised awareness for breast cancer? Yeah,
so we've done the free throw-a-thon for 2 years, and basically each player would shoot 100 free throws, and people in the community, our family, friends, would put a dollar amount to how many free throws we made out of 100, and that would go to Reid Bravo. So that's what we've done the past couple years. Before that, we'd bring out the retro pink jerseys and play a game, and when people would come to watch us play, they, instead of paying for a ticket to watch us, they would basically donate to Reid Bravo. So
the money they paid wasn't a ticket; it was.
Yes, exactly.
That's a good way to. That's a great way to. Was there other ways you've done it in the past? Like when you first started, what were the different ways that you've done it throughout the years, or has it always been this kind of same type of things? I know the free throw-a-thon's been here for a while, but was there any other different ways that you guys raised money over the years?
Well, actually, the free throw-a-thon is kind of a newer thing. The game itself is what has been a part of the breast cancer awareness. So kind of bringing awareness leading up to the game, getting excited for the game, and then trying to get people to come on out to support our team, and also ultimately support Reid Bravo and bring awareness to breast cancer.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be against Brescia, February 11th. I'm definitely looking forward to it. You have a personal experience when it comes to breast cancer. You said it was a close friend of yours. If you want to, can you go into that, kind of explain, how that's impacted you in your life, and, did that bring you, I guess, give you more connection to the event when you first got into it?
Yeah, definitely. So I have a close family friend who battled breast cancer for several years. She relapsed 3 times, had to get a mastectomy and a bone marrow transplant, and just do all the vigorous treatment. And her doctors told her that she would have 5 years to live, and that was 20 years ago. So she's pretty much a walking, living miracle. Which, when I think of her, I don't remember when she had breast cancer. And so just kind of learning about how, her experience with that and just how she was able to overcome it, makes me so proud of her and her strength and her ability to get through it, and also just makes this game a lot more special for me.
No, that's a great story. You love to hear it. And that's what this is all about, raising money, raising awareness. Thank you for sitting down with me and, explaining your story, explaining what this is all about. But we definitely still got more to come here on Inside IUE Sports, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Working with the bank, the hours are amazing. And I get to spend more time with my wife and my son. I get to make plans with my extended family. I can actually take vacations. It doesn't matter if I'm sick or not. They respect the work-life boundaries. Just promote a more healthy environment. It means everything to me. I couldn't be happier. I love this place. We're ready for you.
Let's shine by seeing the best in all of us and by looking out for everyone's well-being. Let's shine by staying true to ourselves while surging toward the future. Let's shine with the best care possible and by treating you here, right in your hometown. Let's look out for each other. Let's stay healthy. Let's shine together.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to this special episode of Inside IUE Sports. We just got done talking to Addie Brown, and now joining me, I have Miss Kenzie Hudgen. How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
Doing pretty good. We're going to get into it. We just talked to Addie kind of about, what the free throw-a-thon is, everything in full, what's going to be going on February 11th. But before we get to that, the floor is basically yours. I'm going to let you talk because you have a lot of personal experience when it comes to just breast cancer and cancer in general. So I'm going to give it to you. The floor is yours to just kind of talk about your story, how it impacts your whole family, and just everything else.
Yeah, so my grandmother was diagnosed with breast cancer when I was pretty young. So I have memories of going to the hospital and seeing her there and all of the cancer treatment, like her losing her hair, her not being able to come to my basketball games, which she was one of my biggest supporters, so that really hurt. And just like the way it impacted me personally, it was a hard hit on all of our family, but she survived it, which was huge for us. It actually runs in my family, so like my great-grandmother, my great-great-grandmother, and my grandma, and then my mom is going to start getting her mammograms pretty soon. So it's kind of scary too. To know that the chances of me having breast cancer are pretty high. So events like this mean a lot to me, just so that other people get awareness. And I wouldn't say I'm lucky to be aware of that it runs in my family, but it also allows me to be aware so I can take preventative measures like going to get mammograms and stuff like that early on, so that I can prevent longer damages.
Mm-hmm. So mammograms, we talked about that a little bit in the when I talked to Addie. Can you give us a little info on what mammograms are, what those do to help when it comes to this fundraiser and everything else going on?
They are a test or a scan, I believe, that women go in for at, I think, around the age of 50 is when you're supposed to get your first one. I could be wrong about that, but you go get them and it just tells you, it kind of shows you if you have lumps or other tissues that you may need to get further looked at, in that kind of sense.
Gotcha. So when you visited the IU East, was this fundraiser and everything else going on, was that one of the, I wouldn't say deciding factors, was that one of the things that kind of caught your interest, since you have kind of just a close connection with the whole situation and everything like that?
It's definitely super important to me. I'm always trying to raise awareness for it or do special things like this. Like as soon as they told me that this was an option, I volunteered because I want to get awareness out the best that I can so that other people like myself can find out like the details that you don't necessarily want to know but need to know to prevent things.
And then the free throw-a-thon, you know, I was very interested to see how that goes. So the whole team participates, is what Addie said. Obviously, you know, 100 out of 100. But what is the goal for you when it comes to the free throw-a-thon? You know, where are you looking at free throw-wise? Obviously, you know, 100 out of 100 are probably the goal. But where are you looking at estimate-wise if you had to give us a guess?
Well, in the season, I have personally struggled with free throws, so for me to do this and hopefully get up somewhere in the 90s would be amazing, obviously. So that's my goal. We're going to shoot for that.
Okay, all right. You know, free throws, they look easy, but, you know, sometimes there's no crowd, so, you know, you just get to...
No, it takes a lot of practice, and it's just routine, and most of it is kind of mental because I've been playing basketball since I was a little kid. It's a free throw. So
it's not. Sometimes it's easy, you know. It just kind of depends. So looking further into the event, we also have what Addie also told me was instead of a ticket, you know, you pay to get in, and that's money that goes to just kind of the fundraiser and everything else. What are you looking forward to most when it comes to the fundraiser, and how do you feel heading into it against Brescia?
I'm excited for it. It's definitely, I've participated in multiple like breast cancer games or just situations like this. And in the beginning I did get sad because it reminded me of all of the pain and like the suffering that I went through when my grandma was in the hospital and like all of the consequences that came from her chemo and her mastectomy and all that. But looking at it now, as I've gone through it for a couple years, I'm more excited about it because I look at it more as a way to get awareness to everyone else and to bring support to her and everyone else and all the other survivors and those who have not survived it. Bringing awareness to them is more important.
Gotcha. Well, me and Nikori will be there to support. We can't wait because this is our first time being a part of the fundraiser, being there for the game, so we are definitely excited to participate and be a part of it. So we will be ready for that against Brescia. Thank you for joining me, Mackenzie. We are going to move to the next segment. We got more coming up for you guys next. Coach Wellborn and Christina Heimlich are coming up here on Inside IUE Sports.
We know this legendary institution. They have 3 goals: pain-free, quicker recovery, and shorter hospital stays. Here are your doctors of Reid Orthopedics. When your shoulder is out of whack, there's one doctor who's got your back. Fresh off the farm from Indiana, the eviscerator of pain, Dr. Chris Nair. No joint too stiff to flex, no bone too complex to fix. Hailing from the Great White North, Dr. James Bones Natal. From Wall Street to Well Street, he hung up his tie for scrubs, replacing hips that give dividends for years to come. The Wizard of Well Street, Dr. Mario Lee. Piloting the Mako robot, he'll eliminate your knee pain with a laser-guided focus of an F-16, getting you back into action. The talent, Dr. Joel McClurg. Over 500 Mako robotic surgeries, 0% index complications, with comprehensive bone and joint care. This team, this care, this treatment. The doctors of Reid Orthopedics.
With local BTV, it's easier than ever to view all that WCTV offers.
I can now stream local government meetings direct to my TV.
Now I can watch local programming right from my phone.
I can easily view recorded and live events on my computer.
With a few clicks on any device, you're ready to view WGTV Channel 11, WETV Channel 20, and WCTV Channel 21. With local BTV, you're able to stay entertained and informed.
I was stuck in doing the same things, feeling like I was overwhelmed, and I feel like here I have more opportunities to move to different departments. I feel more happy. I'm more able to do things I want to do, but before I wasn't able to enjoy my free time after work. At First Bank, they seem to care more about the community. They're more involved in community projects, so that's what I really enjoy about them. We're ready for you.
Hello, I am Christina Heimlich. I'm a part of the women's basketball team here at IU East, and today I'm also here to spread awareness to breast cancer and to just share some facts about Reid Bravo. So, to start us off, Bravo began in 2011 encouraging women to get their annual mammogram and providing charity mammograms to those who may not be able to afford a mammogram. As of December 31st, Reid Health Mammography Department saw 9,434 patients in 2022, and 119 of them went through the Bravo program. Helpful screening information is you should give yourself a self-exam each month. This lets you know what is normal for your body and can help you in noticing a change that should be shared with your doctor. Try to schedule a mammogram every 365 days. By doing this, you are ensuring that your images are not too close together. You're preventing a potential chance to miss any changes in your images. If you feel something that doesn't feel right, talk to your doctor. Types of screenings are mammogram. Mammograms are an x-ray of the breast. An ultrasound are used if a suspicious site is detected. An ultrasound uses penetrating sound waves to create the images. This can be beneficial to see if a lump is solid, a cyst filled with fluid, or a combination of the two. An MRI is a magnetic resonance imaging. This can be beneficial for those with dense breast tissue if you get a detailed image from the magnetic resonance imaging. Breast biopsy. This test removes tissues or fluids from a suspicious area. Removed cells are examined and further tested for any abnormalities. 80% of women who have a biopsy do not have breast cancer. Facts about breast cancer are men can get breast cancer too. It was estimated that 2,710 men would be diagnosed with breast cancer in the United States. There are over 3.8 million breast cancer survivors in the United States. 65% of breast cancer cases are diagnosed at a localized stage. There is a 99% survival rate. Facts about these can be found at nationalbreastcancer.org.
Hello everyone, I am Isaiah Hoffman, your host of Inside IUE Sports, and we are going to get right back into it, kind of talking about Play for K and Bravo Reid. We're going to get into all of that here with this final interview with Coach Wellborn. How are you doing today, Coach?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good, but before we get all into that, we haven't really got to talk about the game coming up. Also, along with the fundraiser, of course, the game you guys will be taking on Brescia, so, go talk about a little bit of that heading into Brescia, what they look like as a team. What are you going to be? Is there going to be a lot, with the fundraiser and the game, how you feel heading into all that? Just kind of run it down for us, tell people about Brescia, and go ahead.
Yeah, Brescia is a conference opponent, and as we wind down our season, every game is going to matter, and I think taking this pink out game and the Reid Bravo trying to raise money, basketball has a good way of bringing people together, and I think it's a neat opportunity for our team to get out in the community and raise awareness for something that's bigger than basketball, which is a cool thing.
Yeah, and then, Brescia, usually a pretty good opponent in the coming years. It should be a good game. I'm looking forward to it. Let's kind of go into the fundraiser, the free throw-a-thon, everything else going with the fundraiser. Can you kind of give us some info on, the Play for K, Reid Bravo, and what it's going to, help with the fundraiser and where all the money will go to? Yeah.
Play for K is a worldwide organization that raises money, and we've kind of taken that big organization that over 500 schools participate in and have narrowed it down to Reid Bravo to help specifically our community. So the money that will be raised with the free throw-a-thon and at the game with the tickets, it will help pay for mammograms for people who need them.
So how does the free throw-a-thon work? One question I didn't ask, will the coaches do the free throw-a-thon? I know the players do, but will the coaches also do it? And then, for the free throw-a-thon, how does that actually work? Is it just all the players are doing it one at a time, or is it kind of like a group? How is it organized and how does it work?
Yeah, so in the years past, we have split up our team and we'll stream it, and each player, there will be a link that will be sent out on our website, and each player people can donate to that player. So if I donate $1 for every free throw that Addie Brown makes, at the end we'll record all the girls' free throws, and those people will donate that money. And to answer your question, the coaches will probably not shoot free throws because I don't know how many we would make. But
so, I don't know, how many players, 13, 14 on the team?
Yeah, so we'll have 12 players.
Okay.
And then, we'll split up. They'll shoot free throws for a certain amount of time. Shooting 100 free throws probably won't take long as a group, but they'll shoot probably 10 apiece and then rotate, and then at the end of the 100, we'll record them and get the money out.
So do they donate to a certain donor, or is it just going to like Reid Hospital, or how does that work? Yeah,
so it'll donate directly to the Reid Bravo organization, and then they'll disperse the money as needed.
Gotcha. So looking at, I guess we can go back to the game. Looking at, Addie Brown, she's been really good this season, along with a lot of other players. As we get down to the end of the season, what's the goal? Heading into, playoff time, what are you guys really looking at as critiques as we get closer and closer to the playoffs?
Yeah, I think the daily goal is every day we get better, and then that will pay off in the end. And we've been, since the beginning of the season, we've been telling them what they do today matters in the end. So each day, each game get better, and then hopefully we peak at the right time and we make a run, and we get to fulfill those goals that we made at the beginning of the season at winning conference. So.
Yeah, and I talked to Nakori a little bit. We've talked about it throughout the season. The start of the season to now, it's been such a growth from this team. The chemistry is really gelling. Even, talking to you guys throughout the season, it was just finding the right lineups, finding who works well together. I said this, I forgot which game it was. It may have been, I forgot when. But you guys have really found the right lineups, the right time to gel together. Do you guys feel like that as a team and as the coaching staff, that you guys have really found a gelling point through this string of wins throughout the season?
Yeah, I think looking at our record at the beginning of the season, we played a lot of tough teams, and those games didn't come out wins, but at this point, they're starting to pay off against conference opponents. So I think, finding the right lineups and getting through injuries. We had a lot of injuries in the beginning of the season, and just getting through that tough stretch, I think we're better off now. And we're excited to see what the next month of basketball looks like for us.
I'm definitely looking forward to it. We haven't got to participate or be here for the pink out game and stuff like that. So at this game, one thing Addie told us at the start of the show was, when you're not paying for a ticket, you're paying for donations and stuff. When you check into the game as a fan, how's the turnout for that game, and how does the free throw-a-thon, how much has it helped in years past? What's the highest total you guys have gotten since you have been here as a coach?
Yeah, I don't know specifically the dollar amount, but it is cool to see, because we'll do this about a week and a half promotion, and we'll get a lot of community members and just people around Richmond and the Richmond area that have went through breast cancer or know someone who's been through breast cancer, and they'll come to the game and they'll donate, and they'll share their story with the girls and with the people in the crowd. And it's just cool to, like I said before, just taking basketball and making it something bigger than basketball, which is nice.
I'm looking forward to it. It should be fun. Really think it'll be good just to raise awareness. We've heard some stories from players here today. Do you have any personal experience as well when it comes to what we're raising awareness for?
I mean, thankfully I don't have any personal experience, but also we've been through, I know a few girls on the team have very personal experiences, and those girls become part of my family, so their experience are all of our experiences as coaches and teammates. So it's just something special that will be neat to play on next Saturday. So.
Gotcha. Thank you, Coach, for joining me, kind of wrapping this all up here for us. And don't forget, folks, February 11th, the IU East Red Wolves women's team will be taking on Brescia. It's the Bravo Reid fundraiser, the free throw-a-thon to help donate money. And make sure to come to the game, where it's not for a ticket, it's to donate. So make sure you do come out and support your Red Wolves on February 11th when they take on Brescia for this breast cancer awareness fundraiser. It should be a good one. That's going to do it for me. I'm Isaiah Hoffman, your voice of the Red Wolves. We'll see you next time.